Hi folks, today's daily pattern is called Golanas by Karen Klangmeyer. It's a grid pattern. Start out, make sure you draw your grid. They are starting out with assuming you know how to draw a grid. So draw your grid. In your grid, in each corner, you're going to do this sort of scallop right here in the corner. See that? That's sort of, I call it like a bat shape or a bird shape. That's how I think of it. And then down in the opposite corner, you'll do this arc, right? Number 3, up here in the bracket thing, the bat or wing shape, you want to do these lines. Got it? Let's see. Next. Number 4, you want to fill in that arc, but don't fill it all the way. You can leave a little bit of a sparkly spot. And that's what it looks like when it's finished. But they've got all these variations already figured out for you, different ways you can do that corner thing. It looks like, you know, one of those corner mount photo corners. That's what that looks like right there to me. So there's all sorts of ways you can do it. And I really like their sample, because in their sample, it's actually shown on a wonky grid, and they didn't fill this in. They did every other one upside down. They did all sorts of interesting, very fun, interesting things with this. Can you see how it's done? You definitely need to look at this closer. You know, look this one up at patterncollections.com. And really take a really good look at it, because it almost doesn't look like the same pattern at all, you know, but it is, because they just did this row is going this way, and then they did this one upside down, and then this one's going that way. So they did it back and forth. I think that's really cool. So I'm inspired by the wonky grid. Oops, forgot to get a piece of paper. Ha! I'm definitely inspired by the wonky grid. I need to zoom out because I am way too close. I left it when I zoomed in from last video. All right, now I'm not in focus. Okay, sorry about that. I am going to do myself a kind of wonky square-ish shape, and I'm going to go ahead and make this wonky grid. I like wonky. Okay, turn it. I'm going to keep them relatively square-ish though. I'm not going to do like way curves or anything. I'm just gonna, but I am gonna do them in a wavy, wonky grid, so that you can tell it doesn't have to be square, right? A grid does not have to be square. Okay, I think I'm going to make it though more. I like the pattern that they did in the sample, but I think that's more thought than I want to do. So I'm going to just follow the steps. So turn this way. It's actually probably going to be easier for me, rather than drawing it this way from that way. It's actually easier for me to draw it that way. That's an easier thing for my hand. So I think that's what I'm going to do. And it starts in the corner. Yep, that's good. So how's you guys' day? I'm still working on getting caught up and getting ahead because, you know, Christmas is coming at us in a rapid fire pace. And because I had to, my studio is, I don't really have a studio, because where I work is usually in the living room and it's now been moved to the dining room, but it's in a public space. I don't have a private area to work in. Yeah. This one's weird. This edge over here is like it's cut off. I'm gonna have to think about that corner. I have to do these and get them at least recorded, even if they're not uploaded. I have to get them recorded ahead of time. So I am working really hard on getting a couple of weeks done. We have patterns on the website indicated, and the daily focus is already planned all the way through January 1st. And so that is my goal, to get all the way through January 1st so that when family comes and when my work schedule gets completely nutsy crazy, yeah, I won't have time to tangle. I just won't. Well, I may have time to tangle, but I won't have time to record. Okay, so this one here, these are odd. I'm going to embrace odd. It needs to go from this corner down, and it's going to go like it's going off the page to over there. Yeah, okay. Just had to think about that for a minute. Okay, so next step is to do on the opposite corner of this shape is to do this arc. So we're going to do all of those first before we do anything else. This one's taking a little thought. Gotta be a little quiet, but that's okay. That goes like that. There's more showing on some than others. Okay. Oops, missed one. You guys yelling at me that I missed one? Thanks. I heard you. Okay. Next step is the lines from here So I got home last night from work, and my husband and my son were out getting the outdoor Christmas decorations up. We have those blow up various characters that you put out in your yard, you know, those great big huge things. Some of them are 5, 6, 7 feet tall. Yeah, they got a little crazy this year. We had a couple from last or previous seasons. They bought, I think, 3 new ones this year. So now we have a little minion Dave, out in our front yard. He's cute. He's about almost as tall as I am. And about 3 feet around. He's cute. We have a smaller Snoopy on his doghouse. And we have a really tall, I think he's like 5 foot, maybe a little taller, snowman who is holding a sign that says Burr. It's very cute. And it shivers. The whole thing rumbles like that. And so it shakes. And so he's a shivering snowman. My son saw him and really liked it. And they were sold out at the store where he saw it. He went online and they were very expensive other places. So we did a little research and we found a store where they had it in stock. But it wasn't anywhere nearby, so we took a little drive. It was probably 30 miles or so. That was a long way to go to get a blow-up snowman, but, you know, things you do for your kids. And then we had the other things that we had from previous years. We have a tree that spins and a giant snow globe that has bears in it that spins. It's quite festive out in the front yard. And of course they have all these plans of what they're going to do for next year already, because we do have a lot of wind. Told you that. We have a lot of wind. And this last week we had quite the windstorm. Lots of things blew over. Our decorations fared pretty well, but because of the drought, we stopped watering our front lawn. And so this year, the stakes that hold down the outdoor decorations are in just plain old dirt rather than into our lawn, because we have no lawn anymore. And the dirt did not hold the stakes very well with the wind. So they are coming up with some different ideas for next year, because I believe we are going to opt for artificial turf out front if we can afford it. And because I really do miss having a green front yard. The brown is just not doing it for me. But I don't want to water and with the water regulations, even though they've lessened, we still have to be careful. And I don't want to water a lawn just barely enough to keep it sort of brownish green. I like a green lawn. So we're thinking of going for the artificial turf. And when they do that, they don't want to put stakes in it. And so they're thinking of creative ways to hold down their bits and pieces. I think they've decided they're going to get big pieces of board, plywood of some sort, I think, and make bases for them that they could anchor to the plywood, and then be able to just use bricks or sandbags or something to hold them down, which I think it's a brilliant idea. All right, so there's that part. And now to do something with this this thing. And I'm just going to go just like the sample, and I'm going to go ahead and color this in, leaving a V-shaped sparkly bit like that. So it's easiest for me is to draw in that V first, but I don't like, let me zoom in. I don't like having, oh my, I didn't color that in very well, did I? Okay. I don't like this straight line when I do sparkle. I like having more of a zigzaggy, so I'm just going to go across it like that and just put a tiny bit of zigzag in it. And that, for me, just my eye sees that more as a sparkle. I don't know if it makes any difference to you guys. You probably don't even notice, but I do. So I'm going to color in the V first, make that V, and then just go right along that little line and kind of zigzaggy it. I suppose I could draw it as a zigzaggy V. Yeah, okay. Just draw it as a zigzaggy V. I think this one's too big. I need to fill it in a little bit more. That's better. So I'm thinking how I should shade this. I think it's not going to need a lot, but I think I'm going to put a little bit of shading right here. And I might do some along there. I haven't decided yet. I'm going to see what it looks like. I'll do one and see if I like it. If I don't like it, I'll erase it. Okay. All right, so I know some of you guys comment frequently. I want you to tell me about your Christmas decorations. What have you got going on that's a favorite? managed to get our tree up. The outside's done. I think we're pretty much ready for when the family comes to visit. I think. I mean, other than the, you know, usual, we're cleaning the bathrooms and, you know, making sure the bedding's washed and all of that sort of stuff. But, you know, decoration wise, I think we're ready. Not quite finished with my shopping, but I'm getting close. Lots of people getting gift cards again this year because it's easier for me and it's easier for them. And I like giving gift cards to food places. And then, especially for the friends that we go out to eat with frequently. Because if I give them a gift card to one of our favorite restaurants, then we can all go out together for a meal. And the gift of spending time with each other is a good one. So that's why I like to do that. I mean, obviously they could go out just themselves, but you know, what fun is that? I like having my friends with me when I go to a meal. Okay, I think that is correct and done for the general pattern. Let's see, it goes that way and that way. There we go. See? See, I can follow directions. Kind of, sort of. This is actually trying to decide which direction I like it when I sign it. Actually, I like it that way. Golanas. Okay, a little bit of shading. And the reason I'm choosing to shade here is because the lines converge there anyway, and it's already darker than the rest of the tile. So you might as well emphasize that and make it a little more bold. Just gives it just that little bit of something. And a lot of people, if they're looking at it, they really don't even know why it looks the way it looks. And it's just that tiny little bit of shading that you'd put in there. And you know what? When they're at this angle, the way I'm looking at it, they look like pencil tips. See? Okay. This is the way, oops, the sample is, right? Like that. If I turn it that way, to me, it looks like a stack of pencils going this way, you know, like that. A whole stack of them going on like that. I just saw it. That's kind of cool. Deciding if I want, yeah, I think I do. I'm going to do one and just see what it looks like, and then if I don't like it, I'll erase it. What do you think? Does it need that? I think maybe it does. Okay. It's not a lot. Just barely touching that line with the pencil. Just barely. And then I'll smudge it. So I'm thinking, another thing I think a lot. I absolutely cannot believe how many subscribers I have. You guys are just phenomenal. Somehow word has gotten out. People are watching me. It's just, it's a little overwhelming, but I am getting darned close to having 2,000 subscribers. It just boggles my mind. When I said that to my son, he goes, yeah, and? Like it was no big deal. That's because he doesn't have a YouTube channel. He doesn't have followers. But I know from other people in the art world that this is a big number for followers of an art YouTube channel. And the fact that I have so many people watching and is just very humbling. And it also is keeping me very in tune to the fact that I need to keep doing what I've been doing and try to keep up the best I can, do a tangle every single day. This has not been easy by any means, and I had no idea what I was getting into when I started it. And I really just started because people on my Facebook page said, oh, you should put that on YouTube so I can share it with my friends. So I did. But I'm thinking when I get to that 2,000 point, which I'm not too sure from when I upload this until how long it'll be. I'm thinking of doing some sort of contest. What do you guys think? Leave me a comment in the comments below if I should have some sort of giveaway when I hit 2,000 subscribers. Because I'm thinking maybe I'm going to give away some of my tiles that I've done. Because they're easy to just pop into an envelope and I can mail them, and I can even afford postage to across the globe because one envelope I can afford. So anyway, let me know in the comments below if you think that's a good idea, and when I get to that 2,000 mark, we'll have a little celebration, and I will do that. I'll figure out how other people have done giveaways and try to do the same so it's fair. And yeah, so I'm done with this one. I think I'm calling it finished. I like it. You guys have a really blessed day. I will see you tomorrow. I'm going to continue to record them today, but I will see you tomorrow because they'll be uploaded tomorrow. And yeah, you guys have a blessed day. Bye-bye.